gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, Raider Nation. How y'all feeling on this humpback, Mississippi humpback Wednesday? Shout out to everybody out there, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Yes, indeed, it is Wednesday. Today of all days, camp starts today. Let's go. This is the beginning of a new season, a new era with new faces. Let's get it going. Come on, Raiders. Let's get it in the gear and let's do the damn thing. You feel me? How is y'all feeling this morning, man? I hope all is well. Raiders made a few moves yesterday. You also had the presser with Josh McDaniels, which I grabbed a couple of excerpts from that just to highlight some of the things he was touching on. But yeah, all in all, man, hey, happy Wednesday to everybody, man. Happy Humpback Wednesday, man. For real. Shout out to NorCal Raider Jesse, man, in the building. Yes, indeed, man. It's good to have you here. Black and grayed out, man. Top of the morning to you, my brother. Tops. Yes, indeed. We got Raider Goon in the building. Tops to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Michael Guerrero in the house, man. What is the deal with it, man? Tops. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. We got Manuel Rodriguez in the building. Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Simone. Eugene Powell in the building. Eugene Powell writing the kisser. You know what I mean? Eugene Powell writing the kisser. And I know what's better than one red ring. Two of those motherfuckers, man. Hey, top of the morning, the two red rings in the building, man. It's good to have you here. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Running down the line. Choo-choo. Running down the choo-choo train line. You feel me? Yes, sir. We got Raider Jim in the building, man. Tops of the morning to you, too. Thank you for being here. You know what I mean? We got 15 people in the building. You know what I mean? I don't never trip over that, but they'll come. I sent out the link. You know, shout out to everybody out there. Tony Shepard's in the building. Top of the morning. Let's go, man. For real. Let me see who else. Did I miss anybody else? Nope. That's it for right now. But they coming in. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just sent out the link, so they are coming in because the number is going up as it goes right now. Please hit that like, you guys. Those are here. Please hit that like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Appreciate you guys, man. Curtis Williams in the building, man. Top of the morning to you. He said, what's the word? Thunderbird. What's the price? Twice as nice. Let's go. Salute to the chat, man, the world's most dangerous chat, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Like I say, without you, there's no me, and without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation, and that's the Mickey Ficky Raider Nation. Salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all for the support, man. Appreciate it. I'm so ready for the fight Saturday. I know Friday, I'm taking my son to the weigh-ins. Yes, indeed, man. This should be a wonderful fight. If you guys are into the fight game, Errol Spence Jr. is taking on Terrence Bud Crawford. this Saturday at T-Mobile Arena out here, man, is going down. On my other channel, the Paper Hound TV channel, we are doing a podcast called The Bottoms Up Podcast. It's Fight Night Live, so we will be doing from 5 o'clock, working our way to the main fight, man. We just gonna talk about whatever subject we want to, doing shots, drinking, having fun, you know what I mean? So you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and join us on the other channel Saturday night. Like I said, around 5 o'clock, man, we're gonna start. Man, look forward to seeing y'all, man, if y'all do that, man. Hey, we got Jake Thiggs in the building, man, top of the morning. Yes, indeed, man. Thank you for being here. Hey, everybody pulling up. Yes, sir. Yeah, look, Curtis is like, yes, sir. Saturday night, baby. Hey, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford is going down, man. It's going down, man, for real. I can't wait for it, man. So, yeah, man, I've been planning this and getting this thing together. Got my microphones and I got cameras with 2 angles. You know what I mean? It's going down Saturday night, man. I hope some of y'all can pull up if you can. If not, man, hey. Still, I fucks with you. You feel me? The long way. Pause. Hey, all right, so let's get into this Raider news, man. I know it was the day before yesterday. I was listening to a podcast at work, and the one thing we were discussing was the fact that on the practice squad, you're only allowed to protect 4 players per week. That means can't no other team grab them off your practice squad, right? So we know that the number moved to 16 players, with 4 players being able to be protected so they can't be touched. Now, there are some undrafted free agents on here that we did not know who would make the 53, and if they didn't make the 53, who would you use those 4 protectors on that weren't drafted, that goes to the practice squad, that don't make the 53? Because you know we have players that I'm pretty sure if you leave them on the practice squad unprotected, they're gone, right? And we're talking about the Death Store report with Justin and them and Al's Ghost. Salute to them, man. Hey, if y'all have not done so, check out their channel, man. Subscribe to it. Another good Raider content channel. They have dope-ass discussions, debates. Hey, some real good shit to listen into, man. You'll get a lot of different aspects and ideas of how things should go and how they went, you know, from a different angle. But they were on there, and I asked them the question. I asked, and I'll break down why I asked them the question. But I asked them, who would be our 4 that we would protect? And Dustin said, man, that's a good question. Because like I said, I think the depth has been so much improved this year on this team that when it does come to cut down day, and then there will be players that you start installing on your practice squad, who would be the 4 top players that would not make the 53, but you would want to keep to develop, and you would put the protector on, right? So we talked about it. Now, I know for certain last year, Chase Garbers was someone that we protected. But then I started thinking, I'm like, well, damn, we did go out there and with the shift of the roster, we now have 3 quarterbacks that were not here last year. Garbers is the only one that was here, but he was on the practice squad and he was protected. Now with the addition of Garoppolo, you go ahead and you bring in fucking the old motherfucking, oh my god, here I go drawing blanks. Fucking Hoyer. You get Hoyer as backup, and then you draft Aiden O'Connell, right? That's 3. I don't know of any rosters that keep 4 quarterbacks. But my thing was this, and I'm gonna break down some other shit that I read in between the lines as well. So my thing was this: since we have 3 new quarterbacks this season, and you got Garbers making him the 4th, who had used one of the protections last year on the roster, is there somebody that's undrafted now that we have that might not make the 53 because of the depth, and we would want to keep on the practice squad, but would have to protect them because we know somebody is going to reach out and grab them, right? So the thing we were talking about was McClendon Curtis, Wagner, 2 offensive linemen, very big. But the thing with those 2 were that the Raiders did give them over $200,000 guaranteed, right? Close to about $250,000. Close to $250,000 each, guaranteed to have their services undrafted come to our team. The measurables are through the roof. They're very big, young balls of clay, that the offensive line coach can go ahead and sink his teeth into and mold, right? They have all the God-given talent, but just to be coached up. But once again, we do have depth. There is depth on the offensive line as well. So if by any chance that Wagner and Curtis does not make the 53 and they do go over to the practice squad, most likely you would use 2 protectors on those 2 guys, because if you were willing to go out your way to outspend other teams to get these guys away from them and have them come to the Raiders, you're not cutting them, and you're not gonna put them in jeopardy of being claimed by another team, especially offensive linemen, which do get injured. Other teams will find it to be a very, very a necessity to go out there and scour the waiver wire and other people's practice squads to see what talent they have on there, as well as is it the type of talent that we can also groom for the future. And that's exactly how we looked at it. You know what I mean? But we outbidded other teams by offering them that guaranteed money that's over $200,000 per, right? Usually on average, an undrafted draft pick free agent will get around $75,000. $75,000. To give these guys about $250,000 each, that told me something like, wait a minute. They're planning on grabbing these guys and keeping them. Now, either you keep them on the 53 and you ain't got to worry about shit, which I think that's a possibility, but with as deep, with, new talent we added, and then we added some more yesterday as well. We'll get into that. But discussing this, if you don't keep them on the 53 and you leave them on the roster and you use 2 protectors on those 2 dudes, you're left with 2 left. Protection to protect players on the practice squad. Only 2 more players you can protect. Now, with Adam Plant, I would feel like if he does not make the 53, you protect him. Potential is too great. Measurables through the roof. I would throw them in the same category as measurable wise, okay? Now, the talent is there also, but you might have to groom him a little bit more than others, like the Tyree Wilsons and so forth. But I would throw Adam Plant Jr. in the mix with Max Crosby, as well as Tyree Wilson, because we know Chandler Jones is getting long in the tooth. So Tyree Wilson is most likely his replacement. But then what behind Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson then? You feel me? I think Adam Plant would be a beautiful asset for us. Not only is he homegrown, coming out of UNLV, coming out of Las Vegas itself, but the guy's measurables at 6'5", 260 pounds with an 80 and 3/4 inch wingspan, bruh. That's just God-given. And he has a motor, very good work ethic. If you go watch his film, I showed clips on him yesterday. That's one of my undrafteds that I got my eye on. I hope he makes the 53, but if not, you're going to have to stash him on the practice squad and put a protector on him. So if Curtis and Wagner is on the practice squad and don't make the team, they're protected. Adam Plant, third one, he would be protected. Who else would I try to protect? See, now this is where we got into the part where now the depth is so fucking different this year that you really gonna come down to options, choices. It's gonna be hard choices. Who to keep, who to cut, who to add to the practice squad. The choices are very difficult because I mentioned yesterday, I like Sincere McCormick if he does not make the 53 because the running back room is fucking loaded. Facts. We stashed him away last season on the injured list, even though he did have an injury, but we did, you know what I mean? It was a great way of keeping him, but stashing him at the same time. Sincere McCormick, that is. But if he's healthy, which he is, and he does not make the team because of the veteran and the knowledge of in production of if Josh Jacobs come back, and you know what I mean, he's gonna be behind the 8 ball. So you would put him on the practice squad, and you might want to protect him because running backs, especially a cheap running back, but with the ability of outperforming his salary, you might have teams try to grab him because running backs get injured. This is the whole hoopla right now about why running backs think they deserve top dollar because, and it's true, they're exposed to so much injury compared to any other position on the field, just for who they got to go through. You know what I mean? So running backs get hurt. And then teams that think they, you know what I mean, they need to get somebody to replace them, you know what I mean, they could grab them. So do the Raiders use their 4th protection on, would it be Sincere McCormick, Plant, Wagner, and Curtis? But then again, you got other players that, wait a minute, what about if Drake Thomas, the linebacker from South Carolina, another guy I got my eye on because I know the linebacker core is not really deep. You know what I mean? You got some players, but a couple of those guys were undrafted this last year as well. They're young and very green. So would Drake Thomas be. But Drake Thomas had a very, very dope-ass production in college. He's just undersized for what people are looking for at the linebacker position at 5'11", 225 pounds. But the guy was getting awards, making first all-team, all that shit. You know what I mean? So he's very deserving of finding a spot. If a spot is available, can he go out there and outwork like the Mastersons and outwork the Butlers at linebacker that were undrafted a previous year? We don't know, but we're sure in the hell going to start finding out starting today. You know what I mean? But if he didn't make the 53, you probably could get away with putting him on the practice squad without having to worry about protecting him because the reason, like I said, the main reason why he went undrafted, he's undersized. He's undersized for a linebacker. You're not going to find a 5'11", 225-pound linebacker. But this day and age of the NFL, where they're converting safeties to linebackers, which their measurables are going to be around 6 foot, 230, 235, he's not far off. He's about 1 inch too short and about 5 pounds too light. That to me is, it means nothing. Production means everything. You know what I mean? And the tape don't lie. If you go watch his tape, the dude is very productive in college. You know what I mean? It's just he's stout. He's not as stout in size as you would want him to be with the numbers he did put up in college. So my question to Dustin and them on the Death Star was, and I was just trying to think. I didn't say it was going to happen, but I see. Do you think Garbers would be a cut candidate? Because I was factoring in the fact that we did draft the quarterback, right? Garbers does have one of those protections on him. Would you want to free up one of those protections? Do you feel that there's more value in one of the undrafteds this year to protect over Garbers? Since Garber is, and see, one thing I noticed about the Raiders and Garbers, when they came out with the picture of the quarterbacks, like the promotion, Garbers wasn't on there. Garbers was not on that picture, that poster. It was Garoppolo. It was fucking I keep forgetting that old motherfucking name. Him and then Aiden O'Connell. It was just those three. I'm like, I don't think we're Garbers. I'm like, yeah, they're about to move on from Garbers, bro. It helps to get rid of him, opens up a spot, as well as gives you one of the protections on the practice squad back to you to use on someone else. It was just, you know what I mean? He's just behind the 8 ball, bro. I can see already that there's 2 things that I seen and they released Garbers yesterday, y'all. This is what I'm getting to. So Chase Garbers has been released from the Raiders. And it made sense because it told me, when they got rid of Garbers, it told me 2 things without them having to speak a word. The 2 things is that they're very happy with Aiden O'Connell. Very happy. Aiden O'Connell was a draft pick that they felt they probably got lucky to get, and they're very satisfied and happy and look forward to the development of this young guy out of fucking Purdue. You know what I mean? But the other thing was, it also let me know, without them speaking one word, releasing Garbers showed me that they were fully confident that Garoppolo was 100% healthy, bruh. You know what I mean? Because if Garoppolo wasn't healthy, then you would keep Garbers protected on the practice squad and let Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell be the 2 main dudes. See, that's what that shit told me. And I'm like, okay. When I heard that he passed his physical Sunday, I was like, bruh, the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt that Garbers was going to be a cut candidate. And lo and behold, yesterday, he got cut. You know what I mean? I just seen that shit. Let me get back to this chat, man, one time. Let me get caught up with everybody, man. Raider Ben in the building. Dark is in the building, man. Tops to you. Yes, sir. Miguel Santos. Yes. Raider Syndicate in the building, man. Tops to you. Thank you for being here. Raider Nation Jason in the building. Hoyer. Yeah, man, I keep drawing a blank of his old ass. You know, he just, you know what I mean? Like they say, nobody ever remembers number 2. Exactly. Nobody remembers number 2. You know what I mean? Hoyer. I keep fucking forgetting that motherfucker's name, bro. Nah, I don't think they reached for Aiden O'Connell, bruh. They been hey, Ziegler even said that shit. They been having eyes on this kid since last year. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a McDaniels guy. Ziegler told McDaniels, hey, wait till you see this kid. And like I said, a lot of times we're just looking at guys and what we feel their strengths and weaknesses are. Just like how, you know, the debate between Garoppolo and Carr. But when it comes down to it, none of that shit matters. Who's the better quarterback? What matters is, are they suited for this offense, this system? Aiden O'Connell, go watch his tape. Aiden O'Connell is suited for this fucking offense, bruh. He has a quick release. The dual vision as far as keeping his eyes downfield, even when he has to move up in the pocket and move around. He keeps his head forward. He doesn't panic and get to like a chicken with his head cut off. Now go watch Garoppolo's tape. You're gonna see a whole lot of. I was watching this shit before this motherfucking episode today. Cause I said yesterday, let me watch Aiden O'Connell and watch Garoppolo's tape and let me see what do they see in these guys. Because like I said, the reason why Garoppolo was better than Carr for this system, Garoppolo was drafted specifically for this offense in New England. 2nd round pick. Carr was not Ziegler and them's guy for this system. He was drafted for a whole different system. That's why him going to New Orleans is going to be perfect for Carr. Watch what I tell you. Carr's going to have a good year in New Orleans. Not because they're in a weak-ass division, because the system is perfect for him. This is not a system for him. It's a, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't gear towards his strengths. You know what I mean? We don't want him in the even though he had the ball the longest in the pocket with us at like, 4 point something seconds? That's not what they wanted. They don't want you holding the ball that long. They don't want you to hold the ball that long. They go watch Garoppolo's tape with the Niners and watch how fast he gets rid of the ball. Now go watch Aiden O'Connell's fucking film. Watch how fast he gets rid of the ball. And both of these guys are very, very smart. Very smart. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to like, okay, it's not about the comparison between quarterbacks. It's about the comparison of the quarterbacks in the system. And so that's the big picture. The big picture is never meant about, that's why we don't go out and go get big name players. Yeah, big name players, if they produce, yeah, that's great. But we're more in sync and more in tune with going out there getting the right fits to the system, because we want the whole system to work together like one big name player. We want the whole defense to be the equivalent of one big name player. We want the offense as a whole to be as good as one big name player. That's how they look at it. That's why the players individually are expendable. Because it was never built on an individual. It was built on the system and the individuals that fitted. Sit back and look at this shit. That's why I had to look at it and like break it down like, okay, I see what the fuck these motherfuckers is doing. I see what they doing. It's never been about the big name. It's never been about the guy making 20, 25 million a year. Now, yeah, you did go out there and get Davante Adams, but Davante Adams, and any of you guys can agree, he has the assets to fit in any system. Facts. Davante Adams can fit into any system. I don't care who is calling the play. And I don't care what offense it is. He's just one of those rarities that you can go out there and get. And I guarantee you there is a position for him to play on that team. He's just one of those dudes. And he showed it. He went from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr. And then, even though it was only a couple of games Stidham played in, how did he produce with Stidham in that game against the Niners? That just told me it didn't matter who was the quarterback. It didn't matter the fucking offense. Davante Adams is a special player, man. And I'm glad he's in silver and black. Because it did not matter. He fits anywhere. But the overall totality is that you want the whole machine to be greater than the sum of its parts. I've been telling y'all that. And it's just a perfect diagram of that. They don't care about the names on the jersey. Anybody's expendable. But the thing that they need is the right players to fit what they're trying to do. Thus, look what they did the overhaul on the defense. They went out there and got guys they felt fit what we're trying to do. So that's why I said it doesn't matter about the name, bruh. I don't think O'Connell is a reach. I think O'Connell, maybe to like other teams, bruh, he probably won't be that great in a different offense. But this offense, Aiden O'Connell, I think is perfect for it. And they seen the same thing. They see the same thing. Hey, Ben, you know when you wear glasses, you eat free at Denny's? I'm fucking with you. You gonna go in there with, let me put my glasses on. I'm gonna go eat me a Grand Slam. Like it's your birthday. Be like, hey, just tell them you got astigmatism and that you're 65. Bruh, you're good. Nah, bruh, there ain't no car stand. I ain't never been no car stand. Everybody know I got Raider stand. But not no car stand. Like I said, I never gave a fuck about the players, bruh. They come and go. Now, there's players that I like, historically Raiders. But at the end of the day, when these motherfuckers lead a team, I can't rely on them for us to get victories. I can't rely on Carr giving us victories. I can't rely on Abram giving us victories. I can't rely on Charles Woodson and Asamoah to give us victories. Khalil Mack, I can't rely on them to give us victories. So ain't no reason in being a stan. I'm a Raider stan, period. Thus, that's how I came up with Raider stan. He is a Raider stan. You know what I mean? That's why he got that name. For those who don't know about Raider stan, yes, the Dirty Lunatic Show, that is how he got his name. He's not a car stan. He's not a Mac stan. He is a Raider stan. And that's overall more important than any other player. Because the team will always be there after the player. You know what I mean? So Raider stan got his name because he is literally a Raider stan. Yeah, that's a little tidbit of information, man. Shout out to Pyro, man. My dude in the building, man. Tops to you. Let's see, who else? Wild Turkey, I didn't even see you, bruh. Top of the morning to you. We about to get into some shit real quick. Bruh, you can't troll me, man. I know you be bullshitting. See, if I didn't like you, I'll be at you. I'll be at you, bruh. I'll be at you. Motherfucker, who the fuck is you? Hey, somebody time that motherfucker out with the glasses. Who, you? No, nigga, not me. The lighter me. The lighter me with hair. Somebody time his ass out. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, camp opens today, bro. I'm just juiced. I don't give a fuck. I'm so juiced right now because I'm being optimistic. You feel me? He said Amazon gang prime click. Man, hey, don't fuck around and get primed out. Oh, shit. Hey, they call Ben the light-skinned lunatic. Wait a minute, I'm light-skinned. No, but the lighter skin. Oh, the lighter-skinned lunatic. Hey, Ben, I can't wait till the season start, bruh. I'm ready for you to go nuts on the live. Hey, for real. Oh, my mama. I can't wait for you to. Yeah. I can't wait for the season, bruh. And we only got a couple of weeks away, bruh, against them punk-ass Niners. Oh, I will be at the tailgate. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be on one, bruh. I'm bringing liquor and everything. Oh, shit. Oh, Ben, I fucks with you, man. Don't trip, bro. Don't trip. I don't be tripping off you. He said honky lunatic. Fucking Mike. Hey, Guerrero, that's why I said Ben is the full honky. I'm half. I get it from my mama. You stupid. Oh my God, this motherfucker retarded. He said honky lunatic Ben. I guess I am a little light, huh? I was always the motherfucking one. Oh, fuck that. Let's get into this Raider shit. Okay, so yesterday we did have a presser. We had Josh McDaniels talk about a few things, and there was like 3 things I highlighted that I that gave me an insight of exactly what their perception of things were. So go ahead and dive into that, man. We're just gonna play. Hey, fair use. These motherfuckers got me on the other video. Fair use. This is for entertainment and fucking educational purposes only. Let me do one more motherfucking disclaimer, because these motherfuckers, boy, got me. As most of you know, and a lot of you know, the Raiders did sign Marcus Peters, 1 year, $5 million, to become a Raider. Raiders has always been his team, coming from Oakland. Now, not really an argument. The debate between us nation was, what do you think? Why did they bring him here? You know what I mean? Is it production? Is it leadership? What? You know what I mean? And I leaned more towards the leadership role. In the secondary room, there is really no solid veteran that can like rally the troops and especially these young guys we drafted and they're also young guys that we signed in free agency. You know what I mean? But what is it that Peters can bring with him to go ahead and get these guys to be like play as dogs? A pack. Hey, what old Lawrence Taylor said? Go out there like a pack of hungry wolves. Can Peters help the secondary play like that? Play like a pack of hungry wolves. So my take from what Josh McDaniels said was basically it was both leadership and production. So let's go ahead and bust down what exactly McDaniel said about Peters and bringing him on board to the Raiders, and it all made sense. You know what I mean? As far as from their point of view. Let's go.
Peters official yesterday signed him to the 1-year deal. How big of an impact, especially with his history of being able to create turnovers, do you think he'll have on the defense?
Yeah, it's an exciting opportunity, and Marcus has been a very decorated player for the entirety of his career for the teams that he's played for, and he's always been a guy that, I've coached against him a number of times, and when you're playing against him, you always know where he's at because there's a chance you might not want to throw at him, and again, players earn that opportunity and earn that status, not coaches or anybody else, and he's a very intelligent football player. He had multiple opportunities to sit down and talk with him. Very bright, understands the game, really a mature, intelligent guy in terms of defensive structure, coverages, reading route patterns, etc. Very impressed with that. And he wants to be a Raider, and so it was exciting for us to be able to make that happen, and excited to put him in with our group, and I know he's eager to get to work.
Speaks volumes because he kept highlighting his intelligence, his ability to break down, the defense. Bruh, that's exactly what we need for these young guys. You got to remember, majority of our draft and free agency were all geared towards the defense. That means a lot of young talent is on this team. Who's going to be the man in the secondary? Because the secondary had a lot of players added as well. Let's keep it a buck. Now, some of the guys are young veterans, mid-20s. Then you have the rookies coming out of college that we grabbed, as far as your Jacorian Bennett's, as far as Chris Smith the second. You rookies. You feel me? You still got young dudes with Nate Hobbs and so forth. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of youth in the secondary that needs to have that guidance, on-field guidance. It's one thing having a head coach, or a position coach, but there's also another thing of having a peer that you have on the field with you in war. You feel me? So I feel like that was a very, very important need that this team, I think it's more geared towards his experience and knowledge than what we expect for him to produce. But like I told y'all, I think they're more focused on the whole defense working together. One person is not what they worried about. They want the whole defense to work as one person. So therefore, anything that Peters can bring to the table while he's out there on the field is going to be needed for the totality of what the defense is expected of. You know what I mean? So I like the pick. I like it. Once you break it down and understand what his purpose is, once you know what your purpose is, then life becomes so much easier because you know your path. You know what I mean? So he knows he's playing for a team that he grew up loving, right? He may not be as good as he once was as a rookie, but he has a wealth of knowledge. Not just knowledge for him to go ahead and coincide with the lack of what he might have once had, but he also has that knowledge to share and spread with others. The other young guys around him that might look up to him, you know what I mean, as being the veteran, because that's the only real veteran they have in that room. The secondary room, safeties and corners, he is that man. And if they see him busting his ass in practice in games, going all out and do his job, then that's going to rub off on these young guys. And that's going to be a mark that we want Peters to leave behind once he decides, hey, I'm done. Leave that mark with these young guys to carry that same attitude, that same mentality. You know what I mean? Be out there, be aggressive, be disruptive, be smart, pay attention. Let him teach these young guys that. That's what I truly feel his job is with us, is that veteran guy to go ahead and trickle that down towards these young guys to let them carry that torch. You know what I mean? So I really love this move. And once you break it down and look at exactly what it's for, I love that shit. I love that shit. All right. So the next one that McDaniels broke down that I thought was interesting, as far as a lot of people are concerned with Tyree Wilson and his foot injury, but the front office and the doctors and all that were not left in the dark about this. They knew. Shout out to Dark in the chat. They weren't left in the dark about this. They knew exactly what the time frame would be for Tyree Wilson, and that there's really no worries. So let's go ahead and listen to Josh McDaniels on Tyree Wilson, his recovery time, and what they expected and what they knew.
No timeline, but it's getting he's headed in the right direction. No question about it. Excited about that. And this is, again, just the process that we expected based on what was happening at the time we drafted him. So, we knew that there was going to be a rehabilitation process, and then there's going to be a reacclimation phase here. So, he's doing a great job of everything that he's doing right now. And, once he's ready to roll, then we'll, re-enter him into practice the right way, and then, get him ready to go for the regular season.
They knew what to expect. They knew the time frame as far as the process that it was going to take for him to get back. They're not caught off guard. It wasn't something that just like, they were spewing a lot. When I say they, other content creators and whatnot, spewing about Garoppolo like, oh, he's going to start the season on the pump list. Don't know what the fuck they talking about. Like I said, I don't know why motherfuckers use anything for clickbait and don't have any kind of knowledge to back up the shit that they spew. Stop spewing bullshit and just give us the facts. Give the nation the facts. Now, if it's opinionated, let it be known this is your opinion. Don't say, oh, well, my source told me. You ain't got no fucking source. I don't even think they make the Source magazine anymore. So stop the bullshit. Or as the youngsters say, stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop it. Stop trying to get more views by lying to motherfuckers. Because it's going to come to the point where they get fed up with the shit. They're going to unsubscribe and say, fuck that weirdo. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Garoppolo was never, they knew what to expect with Garoppolo. The team doctors and even the doctors that Tyree might have in college, they're full disclosure. Whatever you need to know, what you ask the question. And they know the answer with Tyree, bruh. They know they know exactly what they got to do with him. There's no worries, just like they had no worries with Garoppolo. And Garoppolo's going to be at camp day one, today. Now, another concern with Garoppolo off the Tyree Wilson subject is the fact that you heard him say about Garoppolo that they're not going to just put a full load on him. You're not supposed to in day one. It's like if you haven't been to the gym in months, right? Do you go to the gym and do a regimen that's the equivalent to somebody that's been in the gym for 6 months straight? Reps, sets, all that. Do you duplicate the reps and sets for a person who has not been there for 6 months? Do you do it the same as someone who's been there for 6 months? Exactly. You don't. You work them into that. So this guy is coming off surgery on his foot, rehab on his foot, and you don't just throw him in the fire. You let him gradually work back into it. Day one, come on, nobody in day one goes out there and hits the field. Okay, today you guys in day one of the camp, we're going to run every play in the playbook. No, the fuck you ain't. No, the fuck you ain't. You is not fucking running every play in the playbook, man. You got to gradually work to that, dumbass. You feel me? So, yeah, man, hey, slow down, Turbo. Y'all going a little too fast, man. And stop trying to shake the bushes to see what the fuck fall from the tree. You know what I mean? Stop it. Once the news comes out, you take it, like I'm doing right now with the clips. Take it and then share it with the nation and then give your opinion of what you heard. What did you take out of that? Stop. Oh, yeah, my inside source told me Garoppolo is going to start the season on the PUP list. Is that right? Is that right? So he's not going to be at camp today? Come on, man. And then these motherfuckers look stupid when they got to go back and backtrack and be like, oh, I was wrong. No, you wasn't wrong. You was wrong. But whoever the fuck your source was, you need to stick your tongue up their ass. Because you talking all that shit. That's why. Ain't no pause. Because they talking all that shit. Man. Got to delete my DA short with... What? What you got to delete? Your DA short. Why you got to delete it? Wow. Nigga, was somebody reported this shit or something? Oh, fucking YouTube. Bruh, man, I'm already knowing. YouTube is on some weird shit. What, Snoop's in the building? Casper, what's the deal, Casper? Hey, Casper, is either that or a lot of people's sources are retarded as fuck. You know what I mean? You got a retarded ass source. What today? I think that Garoppolo is going to end up on the practice squad. Garoppolo going to end up on the practice squad. Next thing you know, these motherfuckers doing live streams talking about, yeah, my inside source told me that Garoppolo is going to start the season on the practice squad. Shut the hell up, motherfucking moron. Okay, let's get back to the subject at hand. All right. So the third thing that I took away from the presser with Josh McDaniels is the thing that I've been telling everybody the most. You cannot judge McDaniels by year one. Nope, that's not what year one's for. In a new regime, year one is not to hit the ground running. Year one is to install your system. And in this case, it wasn't that we replaced the head coach and he kept the defensive coordinator and he got rid of the offensive coordinator. So now you're only installing a new defense because there's a new coordinator. No, you're installing both. New offense, new defense. And for anybody to think that when you install a new offense and defense, you're going to hit the ground running, hey, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yes, indeed, good luck. Because any job that comes in and changes the system that they work under, I promise you, any job, if they come in there and tell you, look, today we're not doing this way no more, we got a whole new system, we're going to do it, and I guarantee you the next thing to come out of your boss's mouth is, we're retraining everybody. You have to be retrained. Facts. So basically, year one, everybody that we kept on this team had to be retrained. You had to be trained in the new systems we're running. And then how do the coaches and staff know who fits what we're doing and who don't? Do you think what they knew what day one? Nope. You got to go through a whole season and compile all the information you need to know about, does this guy fit what it is you're looking for at that position? They're not going to come in the door knowing all that right off bat. Period. You're not going to know. It's not going to, not even slightly, no. It's not going to happen. You got to put them into fire and see, are they going to get burned or are they fire retardants? You got to find out. Just like when you get something that says Oh, this is waterproof. You know some of you motherfuckers taking your phone into the shower. Oh, they say the new Galaxy S23 is waterproof, or the new iPhone. Let me see. Let me drop it in the swimming pool. Because you don't want to accidentally find out. You know what I mean? You want to purposely, like, oh, bro, you got false advertisement. This shit ain't waterproof, bro. My shit stopped working. Replacement. You know what I mean? So you got to find out, what do you have? The personnel you have, do all of them fit what you're trying to do? Can you convert them into the new system, or is there some that don't fit? And if they don't fit, you got to acquit. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. You got to get rid of them. And then you go out there and grab the people who do fit. And you look at what their addition through subtraction was the guys they got rid of. The new additions were brought in to replace them. From tight end to quarterback to number 2 wide receiver, the list goes on. Safeties, corners, linebacker. You added shit that was supposed to be better, suited for what you're trying to do. Now I said what you grade them on is year 2, because they made all the moves, right? All the corresponding moves to get the right personnel in here to do what it is that they need them to do to make the offense and defense work. Now, you got your pieces, right? You got rid of what you said didn't work and brought in what you said will work. Now, let's see if it works. Show me. Show me. And that's what you grade them on. You grade year 2. Year 2 should be a better year than year 1. Maybe not by a whole lot. Because now, you know, you got a lot of guys that were green or not green. They're slightly green. You know what I mean? I still doubt that they know the whole playbook, because you know how deep playbooks get. So I know that they know a lot from the previous year, just going through, making mistakes and learning from them and growing as a player and developing as a player, right? But you're not going to fully have a grasp of the whole system. Most of it, compared to what you came into not knowing shit, you're further along. And that's all you want is progression. Just like we want progression from the win-loss totals. And even in a year 1, this was remarkable to me. This is the thing that really opens your eyes, is the fact that in a year 1 regime, you had a team, even though we only had 6 wins, 6 of those losses were less than a touchdown. In a first year regime year, where everything was implemented for the first time and you were still analyzing your personnel, you still had an opportunity of winning 12 games. And not being far-fetched, you actually had a chance of winning 12 games out of those 6 losses. So it's like, that's kind of amazing to be like, wait a minute, bro, we're not that far off. These guys are learning while the teams they're playing have already learned. See the difference? They already, like, for instance, we're playing Kansas City last year. Twice, right? Our team is still learning the system. Kansas City already knows their system, and yet they beat us by 1 point in Kansas City. That's the aspect. You got to look at the difference, bruh. I know the outcome with the win-losses is yeah. But there's things that happen and occur along the way to make that outcome the way it is. You can't just solely look at 6-11 and be like, they're horrible. Are they horrible? What those 6 losses, were they by 14 double-digit points? That, like, no matter what, that the game was over anyway, so it ain't even no attempt to try to win those games because they just got blown the fuck out. Nope, that was not the case. You had a team that was all still trying to learn the system and play at the same time. Baptism by fire. Going up against teams that were already in their offenses and already knew it. But yet we gave them hell. We gave them hell, either on their home field or our own. We gave them hell. They had to play 4 fucking quarters to win that game. Wasn't like, we only had to play the first half, blew us out. Second half, we put in the second string. No, these motherfuckers had to keep their starters in that game for 4 fucking quarters just to fucking put us away. And that's with them in their system forever, how many years they've been in it compared to us in a first year implement of that system. Come on, bro. That's gotta say something. That's gotta say something. That's like you taking a motherfucker from Africa that never played fucking basketball in his life, put a ball in his hand. Now, I ain't gonna even say that. Let's make it more realistic. You taking a guy from Africa that played basketball, but never in a what do they call it? They never played in a structured system like the NBA. You put him in the NBA, not only is he handling his own, he might lose, but he got like 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals for his first time ever playing at that level. But all this time he been playing on a dirt court with a fucking bicycle rim as the fucking rim, and you put him in his first game and he's holding his own. That was us. We were holding our own. We may not have been at the point of winning games yet, but to see what our starting point is, our starting point is only in those losses losing by less than a touchdown, averaging 23.3 points a game, 10th ranked offensive line, 12th ranked offense, period. Number 1 leading rusher, number 1 touchdown receiving at wide receiver. All this in the first year of learning the system at the same time. You're not that far away, bruh. So like I said, don't worry about year 1. Stop comparing year 1 to John Gruden's 4th year when they made the playoffs. We keep saying, oh, well, the year before they made the playoffs. What the fuck that got to do with us in a year 1 of a new system? It took them 4 years in that same system under Gruden to make the playoffs. We don't get 4 years under Ziegler and them. We don't get 4 years. We only get 1. So Gruden and them is celebrated for 4 years to make the playoffs, and we only get 1, and we're like, get rid of the coach, get rid of the owner, get rid of the GM after 1 year. Get the fuck out of here, man. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and dive in to what Josh McDaniels' opinion is on the players that were rookies last year and other players that were in the system for the first year. What does that mean going into year 2 for them? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of guys, obviously, that are coming into their second year for us. You mentioned a couple of them, but obviously we have a lot of players that are entering their second year. You hope for that, what you just mentioned. Our job is to try to get them to improve every year, regardless of, which year it is, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 1 to 2, 4 to 5, 7 to 10, whatever it is. So we'll try to do the best we can. I know that our guys that are coming into their second year spent a lot of time at the facility this offseason, really invested themselves in a full offseason program because, when you're a rookie, you come in a little later, about a month later than the veterans do. So I think a lot of the reasons why you see some of those jumps is they actually get a full year. They actually understand what is OTAs. They understand what is minicamp. They understand what training camp's like. So they're understanding their wisdom. They have some now, because they've gone through it. So looking forward to all those guys getting out there and competing and improving.
Comes down to understanding. Now these young guys that's been in the system, even not just the young guys, even the older guys. They understand what's expected of them in this system on both sides of the ball now. And with understanding comes production. That's why I said year 2 supposed to be the year of production. You know what I mean? Now, you do got a lot of guys that's in the system for the first time again this year, but look how many guys around them has at least a year under their belt. That's the key. They're not going to be alone. They're not all going to be green at the same time and learning. And some people learn at a different level than others do. Some grasp what it is that they're supposed to know sooner than others. But now you got a team full of players that's been through this last year to exactly know and what to tell these young guys what to expect and what is expected of you. You cannot put a grade on last year's season. That is a sacrificial lamb. Year one in the new system, new regime is a sacrificial lamb. You sacrifice that year one to go ahead and go on to bigger and better things as a learning experience. It's kind of like year one is you burning your hand on the stove. Year two, you know that motherfucking stove is hot. That's the fucking thing. That's the analogy you need to know. Year one, you burn your fucking hand on the stove. Year two, you know that fucking stove is hot. Perfect analogy. That's the system. Year one, you made mistakes, you fucked up. Year two, you learned from those fuck ups and now you're better for it. You won't make the same mistake. So like I said, we have to wait and see this season to see if that is exactly what we're going to get out of this team. Learning from their mistakes in year one, because that's what you're going to do. You have to, what they say, you got to crawl before you walk. They crawled last year. How many times did the offensive line change up due to injury or whatnot? So you had different combinations of a unit that you want to play as one. So when I'm getting used to this guy, if I'm playing right guard and I got a right tackle I'm used to playing, and then the right tackle get hurt and they bring in another right tackle, now I got to relearn the guy next to my right side all over again to figure out what his strengths and weaknesses is and what I can, you know what I mean? Who I'm playing with. That's exactly what that meant. So you got to start all over. It's like it's like a kid and you're building a big old tower with your blocks and your fucked up ass older brother come along and kick that motherfucker over. Now you got to start all over again. And you're not using the same bricks in the same place as you previously did when you first started. Motherfucker get hurt again. You building your blocks and your brother come and he throws a ball at it this time and knocks the motherfucker down. Now you got to start all over again. The first block you take, ain't that block was not in the position you're putting it in now that it was when you first started. Now you got to relearn this shit. So you got to be realistic with this shit, y'all. I mean, I understand that you hear other people, shitting on McDaniels and Ziegler and them. And the easy thing is to follow suit. To be a follower is easy. I don't have to lead. I ain't got to put in the work to lead. I just follow. Fuck it. If this motherfucker say McDaniels is horrible, I'm falling in line and I'm going to say the same shit because now I don't have to think for myself. Come on, y'all. The nation, we ain't like these other teams, bruh. You know how dumb these other fucking fan bases is and how the fuck they sound. Stop sounding like that shit. Stop sounding like a whiner fan and a cow bitch and a discharger and a queef. These motherfuckers is dumbfounded. You know what I mean? You gotta keep this motherfucker realistic. See, and Casper, and what it comes down to, and here's the facts. Let's keep it a buck. Let's go ahead and address this shit. The one main reason why people don't like this regime is because they're former Patriots. Let's keep it a buck. That's the only reason. And they want the team to fail just so they can tell you, I told you so. Ain't that ridiculous? They need their own team to fail under McDaniels just so they can say, I told you so, and have an opportunity to get him fired. So you are sacrificing your team's victories just so you can be satisfied with getting rid of the coach and GM because they were former Patriots. That's the only reason. You can't deny they won those rings with New England. And then you want to try to compare him, Josh McDaniels, to when he was in Denver. Wasn't that his first coaching job as a head coach? So anything you do for the first time, you're not allowed to, like I said, burn your hand on the stove and figure out that motherfucker's hot. But 1 year. Boy, I'll tell you. I hope none of you guys as motherfuckers as teachers in school, any of you motherfuckers that got that ideology, I hope you are not a fucking school teacher, period. Or you gonna breed a whole bunch of dumb fucks. Stop. Who gives a fuck what team they came from? Stop fucking, come on, bruh. If a motherfucker's winning, they winning. That's the motherfucker you want to lead your team. Why do you think motherfuckers get head coaching jobs? How many motherfucking head coaches you know? Okay, let's address this so you can understand what I'm talking about. Say, for instance, a team fires they coach, right? And they're looking for a new head coach. How many losing team coordinators get hired on as a fucking new head coach? Because they don't go after losers. They don't go after losers. It's always, who was the coordinator with the Niners that got, didn't the Niners coordinator go to motherfucking Houston? Winner. Did Bieniemy go somewhere from Kansas City? Winner. The list goes on. You don't go grab fucking potential head coaches from losing teams. They don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. But you mad because we grab motherfuckers from a winning team, hoping that translates over. That's every coach that gets that opportunity. They come from a winning coaching tree. Winning coaching tree. That always you don't never grab a fucking coordinator from the worst team in the NFL and make him a head coach. Are you fucking serious? They don't do that shit. Look, admin say, yes, they do. No, they don't, bruh. They don't grab, you don't grab nobody with a fucking horrible ass resume. You don't hire nobody with no horrible resume. Come on, bruh. Look, when Lane Kiffin got hired by Al Davis, it's because his resume with the fucking USC Trojans. That's all it was based on. And then you get other people because they were under the tutelage of somebody who was a winner. I'm telling you, man, hey, you guys gotta, like I said, year 2 is what you grade them on. Grade them, year 2 this year is what you grade them on. If they get less wins this year than last year, then eyebrows raise, and now you start, bruh, this motherfucker gotta go. Ain't no way in the world you supposed to be worse in year 2. No way in the hell. Not after implementing your system and then getting rid of the pieces that don't fit and going out there getting pieces that do. Ain't no way in the world you supposed to be worse. Now you start questioning and pointing fingers. Not after year 1. I can't fire you. Well, if you do some fucked up stupid on your first day of work, you get a job, and on your first day, yeah, you know you gotta learn. You making a little bit of mistakes, but nothing major. And they just gonna, don't worry, you still learning. You still learning. Motherfucker, if you ain't never drove a forklift, you don't just jump on the forklift and start working. You gotta get certified through OSHA. The fuck, you gotta be sent through a fucking test. Just like driving a car, you don't just go to the DMV and they give you a license and you just jump in the car and drive off. You fucking crazy? That's why they got a motherfucker sitting right next to you to go ahead and analyze what you know and what you don't know. And then they make the decision on, nope, he don't get his license. Or yes, he do. That's what a head coach is. That's what he does first year with a new team. We analyze what you know. Do you do what we expect you to do? If not, you're not getting your license. That's just the way that shit go. Yeah, man, I need that all accent. Hey, Chuck, for real. Today is day 1, so you're gonna hear a lot of information coming from it. You might not get a whole lot in day 1. Like I said, don't expect that this motherfucking team. And see, here's another example. Don't expect to hear that this motherfucking team is Super Bowl ready and first day of camp. That's like say, you know what I mean? Don't think this team is gonna be motherfucking playoff ready from season 1 under a new regime. Be like, oh yeah, we Super Bowl ready. You heard about that catch that Renfro caught in the day 1 account? Yeah, bruh. That's something he can catch in the end zone to win the game. With no defenders. Oh my God. But it is what it is, man. Hey, shout out to all y'all, man. I thank y'all for pulling up this morning, man. I'm about to jump off here, man. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday, man. We're going to rock and roll. Tomorrow morning, same Raider time, same Raider channel, man. We're going to get some news about what went down and whatever information they got for us. As Raider fans, we want to know all. You know what I mean? We want to know all. So with that being said, man, you guys enjoy your Wednesday. Be safe. Don't pick nothing up off the ground and put it in your mouth. Nope. Don't do it. It might be a dick. It might not. But just don't find out. So with that being said, man, y'all enjoy your hump day. I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. You've been watching Good Morning Raider Nation, live Raiders football podcast. Man, we at you, man, the real way. I'm out this B-I-N.